Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 261, it's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG located on the south spawn of Cliff. This one is under the command of Mike 1963-1. And it sounds like we've got those sounds, so I'm going to quickly restart this so that we get the sound included. That's better. And now we've got the engine noises. Well, you can notice that he's actually fitted 3 pieces of equipment. He's actually got the rammer. Looks like he's got a rotation device. The additional rotation device? Well, it is the rotation device anyway. And I think the other one might have been the gun lane drive, but don't quote me on that because I didn't catch the third one. But each one of them is the bounty equipment. So he should be fairly good at getting accurate shots off at the enemy. Now there's only a 5-degree arc either side of the centre line on the Object 261, which is based, as you know, on the IS-7 hull, much like the Object 263 is. But of course the Object 261 never got built, so it's not exactly correct. Now, what happened there? I think we missed out on something there because I was waiting for him to move towards the enemy, but he didn't. So I'm just going to quickly run that back and see if he was actually aiming it. Yes, he was. Okay, it didn't show up that he was aiming in this direction for some reason. It looks like he's going to go for a shot on the 60 TP. Rounds out. A fraction too late, but he did get 168 hit points off the first shot. I don't know why it didn't pick up the target straight away, but apparently he moved his aim and then all of a sudden it just sat there. Okay, he's still waiting for his reload. Standard reload 30.68 seconds. He's got 25.14. It's an 18cm howitzer, capable of doing 800 alpha on the enemy and penetrating 45mm of armour. He does have a few rounds of those premium HE rounds, the ones that do more damage, 1,000 hit points off those, and they penetrate 56. But as you know, they've got no stuns, so they don't exactly give you any stun assist, but they do more damage if you can get a hit. And he did get a hit this time for 325, and that's more than he got the last time, so I suppose that's of some benefit. But it was off a standard round, standard HE with stun. He's only got 7 more rounds of that and then he's on to the premium. The thing about the Object 261 is it has a tendency to use up all of the ammo, mainly because its fire rate is so fast. Rounds out. A direct hit on the IS-7 for 242. That's not bad. Not a pen, but it is pretty good considering the reduced damage that these Arty do. Okay, going for the 60 TP, sitting up there on that ridgeline. Now he doesn't want to come up any higher. Oh, and the Wizzy 1321 sneaked through there, a little Chinese light tank, and he got tracked there as well, which means he's probably blown his repair kit, and he probably won't be able to repair it again if Mike gets a shot in. He couldn't work out exactly where the guy was, and he did get up onto the hill, but he has taken some damage already. Now that 60 TP looks kind of vulnerable there because he's actually backed away on the actual cliff rather than on the road beneath it, and so he might be potentially something he could hit. Now that Kramvan and IS-7 are in a safe position at the moment whilst they sit that side of the donut. But the IS-7 is at a dip, and oh my gum, yeah, he just blew up. The IS-7 was taken out by a Death Star, the FP215B 183. Okay, this is the first replay of 3 replays that Mike sent in with the Object 261. So we'll be covering all 3 replays, one after the other. Rounds out. It was close. In fact, it looked like it was right on his front quarter, and he picked up another 271. He's now up to 1,000 hit points of damage so far. He seems to be focusing on the same tanks virtually every time though, so if he wanted to get a Confederate, he might need to mix it up a little and try and hit some of the other enemy. Going for the ST2. Oh, direct hit! No explosions, so we know we hit the target. Our guys have made it round the cliffside, and they're now frustrating the enemy. There's a Jaegeru out in the open, and he can most definitely hit that guy and annoy him, which will force him to get into cover rather than keep on getting hit. The 268's next target rounds out. This could be a kill. It is. He was low enough on hit points, and that puts huge pressure on the 60 TP now, who's on the road going up to the top of the cliff, but he can't get behind the IS-7 and ST2, because if he does, yeah, he might be overextending himself and making himself vulnerable. Mike's going to put a round in there and wake him up. Okay, I think he missed the chance there just for a brief moment, but if the 60 TP pulls back, I'd hit him now whilst he's extended, because he was extending to take a shot. Rounds out. That hit him in the rear. Splash on the rear for 120. Ideally, we want to track him in place so he can be hit. That Jaegeru's still there as well, and there's an ST2, but I think this 60 TP at the moment would be great help. The enemy just lost their Wizzy 1321, taken out by our T110E3. Rounds out the 60 TP, direct hit this time, 235 into his side. He's now firing the premium HE, which means that if he does get the impact shots, they are going to do more damage. And I think he'll appreciate that. That Leopard 1 on our team is very low on hit points, and he's being threatened by Krambon. Okay, let's see if we can put a round into the 60 TP. I think he's going to back up. Rounds out. Oh, now it missed. No, he waited a split second too long there to fire. And as a consequence, the 60 TP managed to dodge the shot. In fact, actually, our IS-7 just took a massive hit from the 60 TP's 152mm gun. And he just lost over 700 hit points. Okay, now 60 TP. Come on, put this one right on top of him. Rounds out, and he pulls back. He knows that Mike's going to be firing because he gets the sound detection warning. And he pulls back just in time. That Jaegeru is still near the enemy cap area, and ideally they want to make sure that Jaegeru stays low so that they can get round behind that 60 TP and the ST2 and finish them off for us. Mike's looking to try and hit the ST2, but he's having difficulty trying to line up a shot because there's a obstruction, a monument in the way. So he's gone back to the 60 TP again. Rounds out. It went long this time. There's that Jaegeru. That's what he needs to hit at the moment. The guy's a one-shot. I would have said suppress that guy and our guys were going to get behind him, in which case then the ST2 and the 60 TP would be incredibly vulnerable to being shot in their rear. He's going for the Jaegeru though. Line it up. Rounds out. And it's a kill. Yep, that extra HE did have an effect, and he's got another kill, so that's 2 now. Okay, still plenty of time left in the game. Although I think we've lost our timer. It's saying 11:06. I'm not sure if the mods are working on this one at the moment. Yeah, we definitely lost the timer. Very odd for that to happen. Fires in blind. I don't think that was a wise decision though, because A, we can't see any of the enemy tanks on the Western Pass at the moment. And he doesn't have that many rounds left. He's only got 4 rounds left now. He had 5. The 60 TP finally goes down to the Leopard, which is good because that Leopard didn't have much in the way of hit points at all. He actually fired it from the sniper's nest, which was probably the best place for him to be because he has low hit points and he did have a good sniping gun that he could shoot from a long range away. So that was good use for a Leopard. If you're hit and you lose all your hit points, start being a sniper. Act like a tank destroyer. Doesn't matter if people accuse you of camping at the back. It's the only thing really you can do under these circumstances. The Leopard, though, has actually decided not to do that, which is, I think, a bit of a bad move. I think he's got his cues mixed up. He thinks now that he's got rid of the 60 TP that he can move into a position where he might be able to hit the IS-7, but that means the IS-7 is probably going to be able to hit him as well. Oh, and that was a direct hit. He did get a direct hit on the T110E4. So we're now trying to get a shot on the enemy FD. We just noticed where the enemy Arty is. He's over in the corner. And I'd say he's in A1, right behind the bushes. Rounds out. Landed short. Again, he's only got 2 rounds left now. He is running short on ammo. The good news is that our team are now getting behind the enemy, so they will have position on the enemy. The enemy IS-7's coming to sight, but there's an ST2 blocking him from coming, and the Leopard's up on top of the hill. Rounds out. Oh, a good hit for 222, but he's now down to 1 round of ammunition. And at moments like this, I like to announce, yes, I am down to 1 round to let everyone know that that's all I've got left. And then I'll just have to cap for the team if I can. Okay, Mike's going to try and hit that IS-7, I think. He wants the kill. Rounds out. He gets it. 3 kills, so that's really effective. That's 1/5 of the enemy team taken out by Mike. But he's out of ammo, so I hit the reload button to tell everyone I'm out of shells, and he's done that. It's in chat. He says, I'm out of shells. And I would head east at this point and go round the hill. Don't try and go forward, because that cram barn could be in a position to shoot down on you as you get close. There's only 3 enemies left. The cram barn's the big problem. The T110E4, both the ST2 and the Leopard 1 can get shots on him. The Gorilla's moving up, but he pulled back again because the cram barn's still there. Ooh, wow, that was unfortunate. The enemy Arty is also an Object 261. I wouldn't try to sneak past this gap, because the problem is that T110E4, he's still there and he's still loose beneath their enemy cap area, and if we get too close, the cram barn is going to auto detect us, proximity detect, and well, we're not there yet, because you can see the white circle around Mike. That indicates where the 50-yard point is, or 50 meters point, where we'd be auto detected. But the moment we are detected, then the enemy Arty is going to be paying attention. Now the cram barn at the moment, if the ST2 was to go around the outside of the donut, he may be able to catch the cram barn by shooting into his ass. He's not leaving there at the moment because he's waiting for that T110E4 to try and come up behind them. The Leopard's going to go round instead. Okay, he's just as capable of penetrating a cram barn. He's got a 105mm gun and he's shooting into the guy's rear. There he is. Can't see what's going on at the moment. I would have gone round the outside, as I said, all the way round the hill. And that would have actually given us a chance to... and there goes the cram barn. That would have given us a chance to get position on the enemy. Okay, we know where the T110E4 is now. The ST2 is trying to get position on him. The Leopard's onto the cliff. So's the Gorilla. And it looks to me like Mike is trying to find the enemy Arty. If he can find him, he can let his teammates shoot them. And he's going on a mission to scout for the team. The E4 dies. So it's now down to Mike to find the enemy Arty. He just fired. In fact, actually, he just took out the Leopard 1. But he's now reloading, and Mike can ram this guy if he can get a shot in. Well, he can't fire, but he did spot for his team, and he picks up 510 hit points as spotting assist. And it was the Gorilla that took the kill. Here's the end of battle stats, and this game I think proves that the Object 261 is woefully short of shells most of the time. First class tanker for Mike 1963-1 in the Object 261. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 9, but he didn't get any other medals during that game other than the fact he used up all of his ammunition, and he did get 3 kills out of them. So let's have a look at team score. Well, he actually got quite a reasonable amount of damage on the enemy. The highest damage in the game went to the 60 TP on the enemy team, 6,485 hit points to him. The Kranvan 5,033, and then the Jaeger on our team managed 4,550. And we can see that Mike managed to get 2,763, and he did better than all but 2 of the enemy team and all but 2 of his own team, which means that he's in 5th place overall on damage. When it came to kills, it was the Object 261 on the enemy team. He was fairly accurate. Of course, he got an easy kill right at the end when he managed to splash the Leopard. 4 kills for him, 4 kills for the Kranvan, who was also being quite a pain in the posterior. And then 3 kills to the ST2 and to Mike. When it came to base XP, it was actually the ST2 did the best with 988. Then it's Mike with 889. So second on base XP. Third was the T57 heavy tank with 885. Mike fired all 20 rounds in the game, got 9 direct hits and no penetrations, but 19 splash. Damage of 2,763 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged or spotted 1 of the enemy, damaged 9 of them, killed 3. And also did 510 hit points of spotting assist. That was the last shot of the game that killed the Object 261, the shot that came from the Gorilla. He picked up the bonus from that, so very nice. He also caused 9 stuns during the game, but I think that was down to his ammo load, because of course, as you saw, he was actually predominantly loaded with premium ammo rather than the standard ordinary stun ammo, and that's why he didn't do that many stuns. 28,457 credits from the game, but the ammo was fairly expensive. It's not like the premium ammo is very expensive, it's only slightly more expensive than standard ammo. But you can see here that he missed out on all the credits he would have got from stun assist, and therefore he only ended up with a profit of 286 credits for that incredibly long game and firing off all those premium rounds. 889 XP, 1,334 from personal reserves, 2,668 experience points altogether. Yeah, I think actually the choices of some of his shots were questionable, I think, midway through the battle. He did have some good shots, he did get some good kills. I would say, though, that he would have been much better off going after that Jaeger to try and suppress the Jaeger and push him down that slope to make him avoid being hit by Arty all the time, and that would have given our heavy tanks a chance to come around the cliff and take out that 60 TP. That was the big problem. That guy was sitting up there imperiously making shots, and although Mike was getting hits on the 60 TP, he wasn't doing enough damage to justify keeping aiming at him instead of going at the Jaeger and trying to force the Jaeger back down, where our guys can then get the positional advantage and take out that 60 TP from the side. That's what I would have done, but Mike chose to do it the other way. He still got 3 kills, he still came 5th on damage, and he still got a nice healthy XP out of the game. So let's have a look at the second game and see how he gets on in that one. Okay, the second game is on the Ghost Town map, and we're on the South Spawn. He's still using that, well, it's not my favourite camouflage. I would say I put that sort of camouflage on something which I don't particularly like and don't particularly want to play, and I just want some cheap camo to cover it. But, well, each to their own choices and their own lights. Yeah, it does look like a great old carpet that needs a good beating. Okay, he's headed up to the east side of the map. It's a bit open, this area, and in fact actually I must admit when I first played this map for the first time as Arty, of course, I went up this way and unfortunately got discovered fairly quickly by the enemy. Okay, he's now aiming at the enemy, and this time round, yes, we do have engine noise and we've got straight on the enemy, and we've got a clock! So yes, we can see how long the battle is lasting. Rather unfortunate that. I think the mods failed in the last replay. Yeah, they had a sudden hiccup and thought, no, I'm not working on this one. One of the main reasons why I went up this side originally on the first game was obviously there were a lot of enemies in line where you could get shots of them. You just fired around it. We didn't see if there was any... No, I think there was an explosion, so I think we missed the target there. Now you notice he's also got... well, he's used up 2 rounds already of the HE ammunition, the standard HE, and he's now going for a shot on this Striv K. That's it, it's better. Rounds out. Now you notice how it adjusted the aim there. The moment he actually lost sight of the target, it actually adjusted it slightly, but he'd still got a direct hit on the Striv K. Okay, let's see if he can get another one. Oh, he stunned the T-54E1 who was directly behind the Striv. Now, can he get 2 for 1 here? Rounds out. The Striv knows how to move away, but the T-54E1 did take a hit as well. At least he got stunned. 278 off that shot, so it was a good shot on the Striv K. He moved out of the way and then moved straight back into the line of fire. And we've got some stun assist off the Striv K. Okay, can he get another shot? That guy's moving rather rapidly down the west side of the map. He's trying to get to those ridge lines. Rounds out. And another good hit. This time just caught him as he came up to the ridge line. And the EBR took advantage of that and wiped him out. That was very good. Strip 1030. Okay, we've got the enemy EBR and the T-54E1. He can definitely get the T-54E1. Rounds out. Long flight time. Got 186 hit points off that one from Splash. Yeah, he's firing all the way over from one side of the battlefield to the other. So the flight time is 2.7 seconds. It's quite a long lead. A long time. It's one of the reasons why sometimes it can be handier to actually fire at targets which are closer, so you can get a more direct hit on the enemy. But at this particular moment in time, he's actually better off served by going after that T-54E1, because he can't really easily hit the guys on the east side of the map. Now, did it? Oh, perfect! Yes, it did work. He went up to the centre line to shoot, came back down to get into cover and walked straight into a shell that was coming towards him. So again, that one worked because he did fire at the right moment and got a lovely hit. Now he can take out this Striv if he can reload in time and they can keep eye on the Striv. He guessed where he is. He's actually firing straight away in. Unfortunately, he didn't hit the Striv because otherwise he might have got the kill. And in fact, actually, the EBR 105 has found the Striv and wiped him out. So that is the end of his game. Okay, there is still that EBR 105 on this side. He's hiding in the bushes and he's now getting shot in the rear. Can we get a hit? No, he's going to be out of the way before our shell arrives. 3-second delay and all that. And in fact, actually, the kill shot goes to the AMX-30. Okay, yes, got 3 tanks corralled together here. The K91 PT, the reward tank destroyer, who took a direct hit there as well. And that's useful because our teammates over on the west side of the map might be able to get a shot into him as we go past. The Yag Tiger's trying to get into cover as well. There's the PT. He was still stunned, but he's actually very defensive. Now, can we get a shot onto him? Last HE round with stun. Make it count. Rounds out. This looks good. Oh, it's a kill shot on the Yag Tiger. He stunned the K91 and he took a lot of damage. He's picked up a massive amount of stun assist off that shot alone. 2 hits on the K91 PT. 3 hits, sorry, on him. And the K91 PT is now out the game. The EBR 105 got him. This game's going quite well. 4 tanks up on the enemy. Okay, who's next? Difficult shot on the Object 260. I was about to say 261 there, but it is the 260. Can't hit the EBR E100 rather, because he's in that behind that building, which kind of protects him. It's Arty safe area. Might be able to get a shot on that T110E3 though. It's showing a red line at the moment, but I think if he actually extends that, he might be able to get a shot in there. In the meantime, an Object 704 is coming south towards our guys. Rounds out. It landed short. He's now firing the premium HE, which obviously has got more penetration, more damage, but no stun. So he won't get any more stun assist. And they found the enemy Arty, which is the Conqueror gun carriage. He took a massive hit there from one of our teammates. I think it was EBR 105. And there's their 704. He's chasing our EBR. Put a round into him. Rounds out. Yes, direct hit. That was very good. He actually hit the engine bay area. Didn't see the amount of damage it did, but the enemy is now really suffering. They're down 4 tanks. They are losing tanks. Well, I wouldn't say hemorrhaging tanks, but they don't really have very good position, and now our guys are starting to get behind them as well. The 704 just took a hit. Rounds out on the 704. Direct hit. 464. That's really good as well, because that will help the M48 pattern. But the EBR 90 is coming up behind the 704 to deliver the coup de grace, and he gets it. Now 5 tanks up on the enemy, and they're kind of corralled, apart from the Object 260, who's hiding on the east side of the map. And Mike's moving. I would have actually moved back towards the center of the map, because we don't know where the 260 is. And if he is in the position that we think he is, then he could be a danger to Mike. If that guy comes around the corner suddenly, we might have a bit of a problem. Okay, he's aiming for the E100. Trying to get a shot on him. Difficult shot. Can get a shot on the E3. Rounds out. Right into his rear for 399. He didn't stun his teammate in the mouse. That tracked the E3. I think we've determined that the Object 260 has to still be out in those bushes somewhere. We know where the E100 and the T110E3 is, so it's the 260 and the Charfu 204. And the Object 260 suddenly been spotted. He's up near the EBR on the east side of the map, whilst we're going after the E100. So the Charfu 204 is not that far away. In fact, he's the only medium tank on the enemy team left. We're trying to get a shot on the E3. This could be a kill shot for him. Rounds out. Yes, it is. That's his 3rd kill of the game. So that's 3 kills in both games so far. There's still 1 enemy left. They just killed the Charfu 204, which means now the only remaining enemy is the Object 260, who's right up at the northeast corner of the map. Just line him up. He's not a one-shot, so I think he's going to get part of this guy. Does get a hit. Nice hit. 376. Makes him an easy kill, and the EBR takes the honours and wins the game. Much easier game this time round, and he didn't run out of ammo. Here's the results from the second game, and this one was an ace tanker from Mike 1963-1 in the Object 261. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11 in this one. It was a much better performance than the previous game, where he actually ran out of ammo. This one he didn't run out. He actually had 3 rounds spare at the end, but he managed to do a huge amount of damage. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, you can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the Panhard EBR, who's actually picking up quite a few easy kills, or getting in and sneaking in a kill steal right at the end. 4,808 hit points of damage went to that guy. And then the M48A5 pattern, the tier 10 pattern, got 4,083. Oh, actually, that puts him in third place, because the E100 on the enemy team managed 4,242. So there's the three winners, Panhard, E100, and then the pattern. And we can see that Mike actually got 3,703 hit points, and whilst that actually puts him ahead of all but 4 on the enemy team, was it not 4? No, it puts him ahead of all but 3 on the enemy team, get it right, and of course 3 members of his own team who got ahead of him, so it puts him in 7th place on this game. When it came to kills, it was the Panhard EBR who managed to get 4 kills out of this one. Mike got 3 alongside the Panhard EBR, he got 3, and so did the E100 on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was the EBR again who got 1,272. 1,079 went to the AMX 30 Premier Prototype, and 993 went to the EBR 90. With Mike coming up behind them with 974, not that far away from the EBR 90. 17 shots fired by Mike, 3 rounds spare, yep, 9 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 19 splash, damage of 3,703 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, did 1,721 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns. That's where he got the ace tanker from. He did so much stun assist, and he was getting good hits on higher, well, not higher tier opponents, because of course he was tier 10, but he was getting good shots on the enemy, which were then taking damage directly afterwards. 40,558 credits from the game, 30,419 from personal reserves, 91,256 altogether. Ammunition, well, he didn't use all the ammo, so he actually ended up with only a small amount of ammo cost and 55,636 credits profit. 974 XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,461 experience points from personal reserves, 2,922 from personal missions payout. He took away 7,305 experience points altogether in the end. So a good earning in terms of credit and also XP. So, excellent battle. Let's have a look at the third one. Okay, the third battle is on the Siegfried line assault map. So it's 10 minutes to win the game by killing all the enemy tanks or capturing the cap. Now, in most battles like this, it's the job of the Arty to soften the enemy up and allow the teammates to get some damage. Only way you can really do that is from cover, because if the enemy spots you, they'll more than likely snipe you from the town. Okay, he's got to a nice bush and he's got the convoy for support. Let's see how he gets on. First target, T10, who pulls back into cover quickly. We see an EBR disappearing into the distance. He's going after the northern group, just a quick spot, and he pulls back in. Not much we can do there. We've already lost one of our teammates though. The Conqueror gun carriage on the enemy team just took out our M53, M55 because he dallied in the field, and of course the EBR managed to get a good spot, and the EBR and the Conqueror gun carriage finished him off. Not a very good start to the game. It happens to all of us in the end. If you load into the game late, then the enemy might get a nice little hit that takes you out. It used to be that I'd have to wait about 3, 4, maybe 5 seconds into the game before I loaded in, and of course if you're in the Nazi that can be fatal. Rounds out on the MX M4451. He only got splashed because the guy didn't come far enough down the hill. He's going to have much more luck with that 257 because he is using those bushes for cover, which means he has to stay behind them if he's going to stay out of sight. So if Mike can actually land a round on top, he's decided not to go for it. I think that's a mistake, but he's trying to help the Type 61 who just gets wiped out instead, and another splash on the ST1, only a small one. I think he would have been better off going after that 257. Okay, who's next? Okay, we've got an enemy light tank, the EBR 105, down in the south. our back chat should be able to take care of him. He's too fast to actually get a decent hit on, though. It's nearly 2.5 seconds to try and get him. Oh, enemy Arty's coming to sight, so we will go after him. It's the Conqueror gun carriage, and he's out the game. The T-30 got him. There's that 257 again. He didn't stray very far from the bushes, which meant that you can land around very close to him. And he did get tracked there, and hopefully that means, yep, we're going to get some stun assist. The Wizzy just hit him. Okay, we've got the AMX M451 the other side of the hill. Okay, can we get a nice little shot on him? I think the other enemy Arty is close by. Okay. Rounds out, and long flight time, and misses. The Jaegeru up on top of the hill now. I'm pretty sure the enemy Arty is somewhere in that vicinity. You see the Leopard going through the field of view. We'll notice if the enemy Arty is there, because we'll see the tracer suddenly. They still do have an M53, M55. We're going for the 257. He is low on hit points this time. Rounds out. It's going to miss, unfortunately. Yeah, because the guy managed to change course. But they did lose their AMX M4. Well, actually, did they lose their M4? No, I think they lost the TNH TVIS 51 out of that one. At the moment, we're just basically keeping par with the enemy. That Waffenträger is very low on armor. This could hurt him. This could be a kill. It is. And in fact, actually, the Waffenträger now provides a perfect bit of armor to protect the our teammate in the E100 against the enemy T10. But they're not going after that spot, which is a pity, because they could just pop their heads around the corner and put a round into that T10 as he retreats. Okay, the AMX M451 is a good target, because if we can damage this guy... Oh, well, we didn't need to, because our friend in the Emil 2 managed to put a round into him, and he's out the game as well. The EBR's coming close. Can you get a shot on him? Oh, perfect. He does somersaults and he's out the game, but we have to move because the M53, M55 knows where we are then. And, oh, now we know where he is. He's actually in the south. We did take some track damage, but the good news is now the enemy has revealed where their Arty is in the south, but there is an enemy medium somewhere in the south. I think it's the T0OL. So we might want to move away from this spot, because he could probably get some shots in our direction. Our back chat 25 tons moving up. We can't shoot whilst we're behind here, so we're going to have to pull away. And I think the best thing to do would be to actually head north. The back chat's moving in. Is he going to go up the hill? He is! Well, it's brave, because the T0OL might be able to get a decent shot on him if he's sitting on the hill. But it does give him more options when it comes to shooting into the town, because there's more avenues where you can get a decent shot. Okay, let's see if he can get that one. The 100's backing up. He fires in, and he gets a hit. I can't see the exact spot where it landed. I think it might have been on the side of the vehicle, and that's why he didn't get much more than the 115, but he picked up a stun assist shot for 574, so that one was profitable. He's nearly doubled his assist there, and we're 3 up on the enemy now with only 3 minutes and 26 seconds left on the clock. He gets another hit on the E100. He's firing in the premium ammo now, which means obviously he is going to be doing more damage to the enemy, except it won't be with stun. So he's lost any chance of getting any more stun assist, but he will be doing some serious damage to the enemy with the premium rounds. Can't get a shot on the T10, but he can definitely hit that. Oh, I thought for a second he could hit the ST1. He can't. But he's going to go for the 121B instead. Changes his mind. Keeps re-aiming after giving up on one avenue. There goes the T10. I think he might be able to get that enemy tank at the rear. There is a tank destroyer, the Jaeger, right to the back of the map. He got a hit into the side of the E100, 358. Now there is a Jaeger that's holding up our Emil. Okay, the E100 can't get a shot at the moment. Can't see that Jaeger at the back, and the 121B is not in sight either, but we do have a 4-tank advantage, and that's the 2-minute clock. We don't know where the enemy Sharpview 204 is, but the Batchat's going in to see if he can find him. I get ready for this, because that Batchat, if he finds the Sharpview 204, we need to slow him down. And he's not where he was seen. Oh, he is where he was seen the last time. We just spotted him. There he is. And in fact, he's not the only one there. There are Arty's there as well. There goes the Sharpview 204. Means now the M53, M55 is vulnerable. And he's taken out before Mike can get his shots in. He hasn't got a whole lot of damage, but it's an assault game, so he just needs to get as much as he can. Jaeger is in sight. Go for it. Lining up the shots. Fires, unfortunately, thinking the guy was going to keep moving forward. He didn't. And there's no stun, so even though it was a near miss, he didn't get anything out of it. But we know where the Jaeger is. He's the last enemy tank. The last minute's counting down. Mike can make this one count if he can get it in. Only a few seconds to go. There's the kill shot. He misses out on any more damage, but it's definitely a win. And here's the end of battle stats. So that one, it was a 3rd class tank for Mike 1963-1 in the Object 261. He got a bruiser medal just like he did in the other battles, getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed 7 in this one. Not quite as many as the last one, but there again, he didn't have that many avenues of approach because the city of Siegfried line can be a bit difficult to land artillery shells into, especially when you've got a low trajectory like the Object 261. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see in this game he didn't earn as much damage as in the previous ones, only 931, which puts him well down the table. The high scorer in the game was the T0OL with 4,888, second being the Emil 2 with 3,555, and the third highest damage actually went to the... Was it this guy or that guy? It's the E100 on our team with 3,271. The highest score on the enemy team was their Sharpview 204, who was hiding in the south for most of the battle, I think putting pot shots on some of our guys as they were trying to get into the town. When it came to kills, it was the T0OL again. He got 4 kills in the game. 3 kills went to the Batchat 25 ton, and 2 kills went to the Panzerkampfwagen 7. To Mike in his Object 261, to the Emil 2, and only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was that Object 257. When it came to base XP, it was the T0OL again, 1,227, 990 went to the Emil 2, and 844 went to the Batchat 25 ton, and Mike managed to get 678, which puts him well down the table, but he had a fairly good game anyway, because he did get some damage, he did get a couple of kills. Let's have a look at detail. 12 shots fired. Again, he had loads of ammunition spare at the end of the game, but you notice on some games the Object 261 does tend to run out of ammo. It's mostly those games where there's an open field, so there's no obstructions between you and the enemy, or very few, and makes it easy to fire off all the rounds at the enemy. But I still think this Arty deserves at least another 5, maybe another 10 rounds. I think 10 might be too much, maybe even another 5 rounds, and then it probably wouldn't run out of battle except run out of shells, except in maybe grand battles. He got 5 hits on the enemy during that game, 11 splash, damage of 931 hit points, of which 901 were at more than 300 meters. 1 hit by way of splash damage he received. Yeah, the enemy M53, M55, the moment he spotted him, he immediately lobbed around in his direction, but luckily for Mike, he managed to get the kill shot on that EBR 105 and stopped him from being killed and wiped out. And he did it from aiming above rather than actually shotgunning him in battle assistant or in shotgun mode. 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, 978 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 20,448 credits from the game, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 6,127, 678 XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 2,034. So there's another amount there that what replays is not showing us, but it was still a good game, still acceptable because they got the win. So yes, if you enjoyed all 3 of those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, don't forget that we've got a second channel called The General, where you can watch great replays without any commentary whatsoever, but they're normally pools medals or collar band medal wins. Thanks for watching.